at a dazzling, star-studded event held at Sun Arena in Times Square, Pretoria. The beautiful, dazzling Zozibini Tunzi was crowned as Miss South Africa for 2019. Now, every year, Radio NFM 98.1 has the opportunity to also speak to this beautiful beauty queen. So I have a little intro because we played Beyonce and Wizkid and Blue Ivy this morning, Brown Skin Girl. And that is the way I would like to introduce our beautiful Miss South Africa to you guys. Brown Skin Girl, your skin just like pearls, the best thing in the world. Never trade you for anybody else. Good morning, Zozi. How are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I can't complain, my darling.
That's good.
Zozi, let's start off. Tell us a little bit more about yourself. Who is Zozibini Tunzi?
Sure. Zozibini Tunzi is a little girl from Butsolo, Eswatini in the Eastern Cape, who's grown up to be a woman in the PR industry at Ogilvy in Cape Town. And I'm currently now Miss South Africa 2019, moved into Joburg just a few weeks ago. So that's how my life is looking at the moment.
Zozi, let's start off. I like to mingle the questions. So let's start off with the hard ones and then we move to the more fun ones. I'd like to start off this morning. I have a sentence for you. You must complete the sentence for me. The South African cabinet should include a minister of
entrepreneurship.
Fabulous. What is your view on patriarchy, and do you feel like women are being overlooked?
Sure. It's a tough one. You know, patriarchy has been on for so many, many years, and it's just been ingrained in society, you know, that men are the most powerful gender and that our job as women is to follow, you know, and be led. And it's been quite difficult getting that mentality outside of society. I mean, in the olden days, women would stay at home and men would work, bring home the bacon. But now it's a whole different ballgame. Women are doing everything. You know,
yes.
They go to work, you come back, you still have to cook and clean and, you know, do all of these things. And it's just testament of how powerful women are. And it's just, you know, extremely sad that people still view women the way that they do. You know, for years, women have been trying to break these glass ceilings that are really above us, whether it's in the workplace or at home. And, yeah, it's quite unfortunate, but I do think, you know, women are making strides. I mean, we saw it happening in 1956. Women were fed up, and they said, listen, we're here. We have so much to offer. We have voices as well. And they started that trend, and, you know, it's our responsibility as women now to continue the good work, you know, that they started putting in place back then.
Definitely. All I'm going to say is, who run the world? Girls.
Of course.
How do you think we should shift our focus in terms of initiatives and NGOs in the 21st century? Do the same things still work, or do you think we need a complete mind shift?
You know what? We do need a complete mind shift. I noticed with a lot of NPOs, what they do is they like to give people, you know, short-term things. There's a saying that says, teach a man, give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And I think NPOs should really be focusing on skills development and just trying to reintegrate people back into society. So if we really shift that whole giving thing, people temporary things, and just training them and teaching them, and yeah, I think that's what we need to be doing in the 21st century. Just equipping people with skills.
You're a very wise woman. That's why you Miss South Africa. What behavior should women be modeling for young teens who feel lost in a world where beauty is defined by everything other than personality and brains?
Mm-hmm. Sure. You know, I like to say beauty is subjective. You know, there's no measurement for beauty. You can't measure it. You can't give a prize for it. It just depends on who's the mind, you know, your brain, your intelligence, and things that you have to give to the world. Your offerings really come from beauty. And I just feel as though we should train ourselves in that department. And what we should be teaching young girls, you know, the youth, is to want to do more in society, to want to be more. yeah, that's the mindset I really want to instill into my little sister. You know, I tell her every day, no, you can be beautiful. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being beautiful, but what are you doing for society? You know, what are you doing for your country? What are you doing for yourself?
Yeah.
Is important as well. So I think those are the things that we need to instill in the youth to have a purpose. That's the message I'd like. Have a purpose.
Yes, definitely. Always have a purpose. I love that one. Technology is always changing and being updated, yet trolling and shaming is becoming an unwanted modern day trend these days. How do you think women and men should be educated in this regard so that the dynamic can change?
You know, social media is it's quite an interesting tool, because in as much as it's the most negative tool to bring people down, it could also be, you know, a powerful tool to embrace people and to help people. I mean, we've seen things on Twitter such as what's that handle? I don't know if it's a handle or if it's a hashtag. It says Ujwaqin. And people have been using it in such a positive light, and people have been helped so much from it. And I feel if we could shift our minds and move for 1 second from the negative and try to focus on, you know, the positive things social media and technology can do. You know, it's not all that bad. And as much as it is horrible, I wish people would try to use it, you know, for more positive, you know, impact in our country and live in the world.
Yes. Zosie, you from a small town. Nou, ek is ook van 'n klein dorpie. Springbok Namakoland is baie klein. So, what words of encouragement do you have for the Namakoland young ladies where opportunities are so limited? What would you say to them?
You know what, I'm from the Eastern Cape. Opportunities are very limited there as well. And yet, you know, here I am today speaking as a Miss South Africa. It's really just, you know, belief in yourself is the first tool that you'll ever need, and being confident so much in yourself that you don't believe that you're not going to make it. And like you said, we've been talking about technology as well. You know, there's so many innovative ways to bring yourself out there, even if you are living in a small town or in a rural area.
Yes.
You know, you're not defined by where you're from. If you have a vision and you want to work hard for it, and I know right now it sounds like the easiest thing, and I'm making it sound easy, but it's not. You know, you're going to have to go through a lot of hurdles at the end of the day to get to where you are. But for me, it's always been a matter of persistence and just I'm not reluctant with my dreams. When I want something, I have to go for it, you know, 100%. You know, I did Miss South Africa before, done presenter searches. I've done a lot of things. I've heard people say no to me so many times, and I've had yeses in my life. Yeah.
Well, this is a big yes for you.
Huge
yes.
It is.
Zosie, the difficult questions are done now. Let's have fun. Right.
Yay, we can breathe.
Right. Demi, I had the question to Demi. I said to her, Miss Universe, Miss World, and she went to Miss Universe, and I asked her, how are you going to prepare yourself for the Miss Universe competition? But now, do you think the stakes are high, my darling? Because Demi, Miss Universe, and Tamron, fifth runner-up, and yay, how are you going to prepare yourself now?
Goodness, you know what? The stakes are very high, because now the pageant world, I guess, is looking, you know, at South Africa. You know, we are now the ones to beat. You know, we're competitors in the game, and so people just want to see what the new Miss South Africa is going to come up with. And I'm just going to go there being my 100% self and just bring them, you know, this, like you said, you sang me a song. You recited me a brown skin girl song, and it's just that element that I'm bringing into Miss Universe, you know, this time. And I'm just hoping to open a different kind of African beauty to them. And I'm so excited for it.
Well, I think you're bringing the crown home this year.
Yay.
And
Thank you.
Never wrong. On social media, I was like, Zosie is going to be Miss South Africa. And people are like, ooh, Richard, you're spot on, Regewees. I'm telling you now, girl, you Miss Universe. Claim it.
We're putting it out there in the universe.
Yes, darling.
Thank you so much.
Zosie, your guilty pleasure in life. What is your guilty pleasure?
Probably trash TV. You know those things we call trash TV? Those reality shows that are insane that people wouldn't want to watch. And, you know, sometimes it's embarrassing to say you enjoy those, but sometimes I do. I like watching horrible TV.
Fabulous, my darling. I mean, I see horrible TV as Keeping Up with the Kardashians because it is a very, very addictive. You say to yourself, and then you watch over and over and over.
The whole day, right? Doing absolutely nothing. It's insane. It's so interesting to me.
Getting paid to do nothing. Zozi, as a model, do you ever eat junk food, my darling?
That's all I eat. What you should be asking me is, do you ever eat salad? And the answer is no. Absolutely not. I eat everything. Junk food. I was probably the worst contestant. Actually, it was myself and Zia. The chaperones would complain a lot because we ate and we complained when there was salad. So, yeah.
If you ever found yourself auditioning for a music reality TV show, what song would you sing and why?
Sure, probably Amanda Black, Amazulu. It's a favorite song that we love at home. And it's just one of those between me and my family. It came on once while we were sitting, having a nice time. And it was the first time that we were all hearing it. And all of a sudden it was just quiet. And we were like, who is this girl and what is this song? So it has such a special memory attached to it. And, of course, the message in the song as well goes a long way.
It's definitely a vibe.
Yes.
If you can invite 3 people, dead, alive, for dinner, who would it be and why?
Sure. Harriet Tubman. She was a slave, back in the States. And when she was freed, she had to go back. She chose to go back and free, other slaves as well, knowing very well that her life was, in danger. I would love to invite Mama Winnie Madikizela Mandela, Mother of the Nation. I just think she was absolutely brilliant at everything that she did. Not only was she a mother, she was a leader. And, personally, sometimes I feel like we were robbed of, such a strong presidential candidate. But, that's another debate for another day.
Yes.
Who would I invite? Thirdly, Kasta. I'd love to sit down and have a chat with Kasta Semenya. She's a very influential woman in society, and she's been through a lot, and still we see her rising, above resisting every day. And so those 3 women really would be interesting to sit down and have a chat with them.
Most definitely. As long as I'm invited as well, I'll bring the drinks. Okay, my darling, I don't know if this question is actually appropriate because, I think you've achieved your highest as Miss SA and then Miss Universe. But what is the one thing you'd still like to achieve before the end of Zozi?
Sure. You know what? I want to build something for Eastern Cape, whether it be a school or a library, or I just want to do something impactful. When I leave, I want to see something standing. Something that I did, something that touched someone's life, something that changed someone's life, So if I could be able to do those things, it would mean, the absolute most to me, that I did something very important and precious for someone.
What is the biggest misconception about you?
What has been growing up, I'm not sure now if it's still there because I'm not a very talkative person. So people really would shy away from talking to me. And growing up, maybe I would have come across as a bit snobbish because I'm not very loud. So that's the biggest misconception people have had about me before.
Zozi, I won't be forgiven if I don't ask you at least to say something in Afrikaans for the listeners of Namakwaland. So I'm putting you on the spot now.
You are. You definitely are.
Anything, darling. You can say, my naam is Zozibini Tunzi. Ek is mejuffrou Suid-Afrika.
Mejuffrou, is that it?
Yes, mejuffrou.
Okay. My naam is Zozibini Tunzi and ek is mejuffrou Suid-Afrika. 2019.
Oh, fabulous, darling.
Yeah, good.
Perfect. Zozi, it was an absolute pleasure to interview you. You're such a beautiful girl, down to earth. Oh, my goodness. All the best for you. I'm just sending you all the blessings.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, my darling.
Thank you everyone for listening.
Oh, and Zozi, we must really try this year to get you to Namakwaland. You must be the first Miss South Africa to be in the Northern Cape.
You know what? Let's push for it.
Definitely, my darling.
Okay.
Where can your fans get a hold of you on social media?
Okay, so I'm on Instagram as Zozibini, Zozitunzi. I'm also on Twitter at the same handle. I am on Instagram at Zozibini Tunzi. Facebook, Zozibini Tunzi.
And that is it, listeners. Baie dankie, Zosie. Regtig, my skarrable. Jy is my hartsepunt, my darling. Thank you and good luck for your reign as Miss South Africa.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Before I end off, congratulations on the new crown as well. How does it fit, darling? Let's talk about the crown quickly.
Yes.
You're the first Miss SA to wear the new crown.
Yes, I know, and it's such a beautiful crown. You know, it has those Ndebele patterns in it, and it's just such a great representation of South Africa, a new era that Miss South Africa is stepping into. It's under new management, and you can see a lot of things changing. So I just think it's just a representation of, you know, a new dawn, and it's absolutely amazing.
Thank you, my darling. I want to gossip and talk, but you must go. I know you're a very busy woman. Thank you, my darling, and God bless.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.